Take a deep breath and imagine this. What if everything you've ever wanted, freedom, purpose, power, isn't just a distant dream, but a reality waiting for you to claim it? Now, what if I told you something's been stopping you, not by accident, but by design? Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, called it the shadow, a hidden part of your soul that holds both your deepest fears and your greatest potential. But here's the twist. This isn't just about you. From the moment you were born, your energy, the very force that quantum science proves can shape reality, has been silently hijacked by a system you've never questioned. Welcome to Number Quantum, Jung, a journey where the depths of psychology, the mysteries of spirituality, and the frontiers of quantum science collide. I'm going to pull back the curtain on how your energy was stolen, who's been pulling the strings, and, most importantly, how you can break free to become the unstoppable force you were meant to be. This isn't some feel-good pep talk. It's a roadmap built on Jung's groundbreaking insights, quantum discoveries from minds like Roger Penrose, and ancient wisdom that's been buried for centuries. You'll unlock your soul mastery, harness shock min cosmos, and rewrite your reality. But let me warn you, once you see this, you can't unsee it. It's like waking up from a dream you didn't know you were in. Are you ready to step into the truth? Let's begin. Let's start with a simple image. You're a cosmic battery charged with infinite energy from the universe itself. Every cell in your body vibrates with potential. Every thought you have sends waves into the fabric of reality. Carl Jung called this energy libido, not just a sexual drive like Freud claimed, but the raw, primal life force that fuels your soul. It's what connects you to the collective unconscious, an invisible ocean of shared human experience, swirling with archetypes and possibilities. This isn't just poetic, it's measurable. Your brain's neurons fire at frequencies science can track, and those frequencies ripple out, interacting with the quantum field. But here's the dark truth. Someone's been draining that battery since day one. Picture a baby, pure, unfiltered, fearless. That was you once. Then the world stepped in. I remember being 5, sitting in a classroom, raising my hand to ask a question only to hear the teacher snap, "Sit down, you're not special." That moment planted a seed in my shadow, a belief that I didn't matter. Years later, at 15, I tried painting. My uncle laughed. "That's a hobby, not a life." Another layer on my shadow. Jung said the shadow is everything we deny about ourselves, our creativity, our courage, our wildness. And society has a vested interest in keeping it buried. Why? Because your energy is power. Quantum physics backs this up in a mind-blowing way. In the double-slit experiment, scientists found that particles act like waves until they're observed. Then they collapse into a single state. This means your consciousness isn't just reacting to reality, it's creating it. Physicist John Wheeler called this the participatory universe. You're not a bystander, you're a player. But if you're taught to doubt yourself, to fear failure, to shrink, you'll never use that power. Instead, your energy gets funneled elsewhere. Think about your day. How many hours do you spend scrolling feeds that make you feel less than? How many times have you stayed late at a job that doesn't light you up just to prove you're enough? I did that for years, 12-hour shifts, chasing a paycheck, thinking it was the only way. My energy wasn't mine. It was feeding a machine. Advertisers craft ads to trigger insecurity. I once bought a $200 jacket I didn't need because a billboard convinced me I'd look successful. Employers design schedules to keep you tired. My old manager bragged about maximizing output. Even well-meaning parents push practicality over passion. My mom once said, "Dreams don't pay rent." They all benefit when you stay small. Jung warned us about this. When we disconnect from our inner power, we let external forces write our story. Let's zoom out. The average person spends 80% of their waking life in survival mode, stressed, anxious, distracted. Studies show chronic stress raises cortisol levels, draining your physical energy by 30% daily. That's not an accident. It's a design. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain, according to the Heart Math Institute. But fear and stress shrink that field, cutting you off from your creative potential. Ancient mystics knew this too. They called it prana, chi, the breath of life, and taught that losing it disconnects you from the cosmos. I felt this at 25, stuck in a cubicle, staring at a screen, wondering why I couldn't feel anything anymore. 99% of us live this way, not because we're broken, but because we've been programmed to hand our energy over. It's not just personal, it's generational. My grandmother worked herself to exhaustion in a factory. My dad did the same in an office. We inherit these patterns, these energy leaks. The question is, are you ready to see how deep this goes? Now let's peel back the layers. Jung didn't just see the shadow as a personal struggle. He tied it to the collective unconscious, a vast energy field where archetypes like the tyrant, the victim, and the rebel live. These aren't just ideas, they're forces that shape how we think and feel. Society knows this and has been weaponizing them against you. Take a simple example, fear of failure. When I was a teenager, I wanted to start a band. My dad said, "Music won't pay the bills." That wasn't just advice, it was a seed planted in my shadow, an archetype of limitation. Fast forward to my 20s, I'd internalized it so deeply that I stopped dreaming big. Where did that come from? A culture obsessed with control. Turn on the news, it's all scarcity, conflict, division. Every headline triggers your shadow, keeping you in a low energy state. I used to watch late night news, heart racing over disasters I couldn't fix. It wasn't informing me, it was draining me. Quantum science gives us a lens for this. Rupert Sheldrake's morphic field theory says our minds are linked in a shared energy network. When millions buy into fear or conformity, that field thickens, pulling you into the same vibration. It's like quantum entanglement, particles connected across space instantly affecting each other. Physicist David Bohm called it the implicate order, a hidden web where every thought you have echoes outward. Your energy doesn't just stay in your head, it's broadcasting to this field 24/7. If you're doubting yourself, you're reinforcing a collective signal of weakness. Who's orchestrating this? It's not a secret club in a dark room. It's a system built into everyday life. Advertisers spend billions to make you feel incomplete. Buy this, fix that. I fell for a $50 cream promising youth. It didn't work, but the ad did. Schools teach obedience over curiosity. My high school graded compliance more than creativity. Jobs reward exhaustion over passion. A coworker once got a raise for skipping lunch daily. I once worked for a boss who said, "You're lucky to have this job." That wasn't luck. It was energy theft. My creativity, my drive, my libido in Jung's terms. It all got siphoned into someone else's vision. Here's the science. Your brain uses 20% of your body's energy, even though it's only 2% of your weight. Stress burns that energy faster, leaving you depleted. Studies show it cuts cognitive function by 40% over time. Meanwhile, your heart's field, that 5,000 times stronger powerhouse, shrinks under pressure. Jung called this a split from the self, the core of who you are, where your shadow and light merge into wholeness. Society doesn't want you whole. It wants you fragmented, because a fragmented person is easier to control. But it's not just external. You play a role too. Every time you replay a limiting belief, I'm not smart enough, I don't deserve this, you're wiring your brain to match that reality. Neuroscientist Joe Dispenza says neurons that fire together, wire together. Doubt becomes your default. I lived that for a decade until I asked, who's really running this show? Let's add another layer. Ancient cultures knew this manipulation. The Egyptians spoke of K, your vital essence, being stolen by chaos. The Taoists warned of hungry ghosts feeding on your spirit. Today, it's not ghosts, it's algorithms. Social media tracks your clicks, feeding you content to keep you hooked. I lost hours to reels, feeling worse each time. This isn't random. It's calculated to sap your focus, your energy, your soul. Enough about the problem. Let's flip the script. You can take your energy back, and I'm going to show you how, with a 4-step system, I've tested myself blending Jung's wisdom, quantum breakthroughs, and spiritual practices. This isn't quick fix nonsense. It's a deep rewiring. Step 1. Face your shadow. Shocker's shadow work. Jung said, what you resist persists. Your shadow isn't your enemy. It's your untapped power. Start here. Grab a notebook. Write down 3 things you fear most about yourself. Mine were, I'm afraid of failing. I'm not creative. I'll never be enough. Don't judge them. Just look. Quantum physics calls this the Zeno effect. Observing a system locks it in place. By facing your shadow, you stop it from running you in the background. Now dig deeper. Ask each fear, where did you come from? My fear of failure traced back to a teacher who mocked my grades. That wasn't my voice. It was borrowed. Spend 5 minutes on this. Then take it further. Write a letter to that fear, saying, you don't own me. I did this and burned it. The release was electric. You'll feel a shift, like a weight lifting. This is the first step to Narakan soul mastery. Step 2. Awaken the self with Iman heart coherence. The shadow hides yourself, the whole radiant you. To find it, tap into your heart. Science shows your heart's electromagnetic field is your body's strongest energy source. It extends 8 feet outward, measurable by magnetometers. Here's how. Sit quietly, hand on your chest. Breathe in for 5 seconds, out for 5 seconds, 5 cycles. Picture a moment you felt alive. Maybe a win, a connection, a breakthrough. For me, it was the day I quit my soul-crushing job. Hold that feeling for 2 minutes. Add this. Whisper, I am enough, as you breathe. It anchors the energy. Feel your body change? That's number heart coherency. Your mind and heart syncing up. I started doing this daily, and within 2 weeks, I went from anxious to grounded. My sleep improved, my focus sharpened. Jung said the self is your center. This practice brings you home to it. Try it now. Pause this video if you need to. Step 3. Reprogram reality, number mind cosmos. Quantum science says reality is a field of possibilities. Superposition in action. Your thoughts choose which possibility becomes real. Here's the exercise. Close your eyes for 5 minutes. See your shadow fears as dark clouds. Now imagine them dissolving into light, a bright, warm glow from your heart. Picture that light flowing out, shaping your dream. Maybe it's freedom, a new career, love. Add detail. What do you smell? Hear? Feel? I did this every night, visualizing myself building this channel. I saw the mic, felt the excitement. 3 months later, a random email offered me a collaboration that kickstarted it. This is number manifestation, but it's not wishful thinking. It's energy work. Do it daily and watch reality bend. Science says consistent focus rewires your brain in 21 days. Step 4. Connect to the collective unconscious. Daryuan archetype awakening. Jung saw the collective unconscious as a living field of archetypes. The hero, the healer, the visionary. You can draw power from it. Try this. Hold your hands 6 inches apart, palms facing. Focus on the space between. You might feel a tingle, warmth, or pressure. That's your energy field. Now imagine it expanding, linking to the universe. Call on an archetype. Say, hero, lend me your strength. Add this. Draw its symbol in the air. A sword for the hero, a star for the visionary. I practiced this before big decisions and clarity poured in. Once I felt stuck on a project, I connected to the visionary archetype and ideas hit me like lightning. I sketched a plan in 10 minutes. This is quantum Jung. Your energy merging with the cosmos. Spend 10 minutes daily building this skill. Over a month, you'll feel your intuition sharpen. Here's where it gets wild. Reclaiming your energy doesn't just transform you, it ripples outward. Jung believed the collective unconscious holds humanity's deepest truths. Quantum science agrees. Your consciousness interacts with the morphic field, a web of entangled energy. Ever thought of someone and they called? That's not coincidence, it's entanglement. Let's experiment. For 5 minutes, send energy to someone. Close your eyes, see light from your heart reaching them. Maybe a friend, a stranger, anyone. Feel gratitude as you do it. I tried this with my sister during a tough time. The next day she texted, "I don't know why, but I feel lighter." Your energy isn't yours alone. It's a force in the universe. Take it further. Jung's archetypes are alive in this field. The hero fights for you. The sage guides you. Spend 10 minutes daily connecting. Hold your hands out, breathe deeply, and invite them in. I've felt the rebel push me to break rules that held me back. I quit a toxic gig after feeling its fire. Add this. Visualize their energy as a color, gold for the hero, blue for the sage, and let it flow into you. This is number mein Cosmos. You're not just an individual, you're a co-creator of reality. One last layer. Quantum fluctuations, tiny bursts of energy everywhere, suggest there's infinite potential around you. Physicists call it zero-point energy. Some estimate it holds more power than all the stars combined. By aligning your field with it, you tap into a wellspring of power. I started small, better focus, more ideas. Journaling daily tripled my output. Then bigger shifts came. Opportunities, synchronicities. A stranger offered me a mentorship after I aligned my energy for a week. This is your birthright. Ancient shamans called it walking between worlds. Modern science calls it coherence. Either way, it's real. EEG scans show brainwave sync during deep meditation matches this state. You're not just changing your life, you're rewiring the fabric of existence. You've just walked through the hidden conspiracy. Your energy was hijacked, but now it's yours to command. This is number soul mastery. where your shadow fuels your rise and you step into your role as reality's architect. I'm challenging you to act now. Comment energy reclaimed below, so I know you're breaking free. Like this video, subscribe, hit the bell. We're going deeper into quantum Jung together. Share this with someone who needs to wake up. You didn't stumble here by chance. You were meant to see this. Your energy isn't just power, it's a revolution. Start today. Face your shadow. Sync your heart. Reshape your world. The universe is waiting. Let's change it together.